Well, good morning and welcome to Cityline. We are live every Thursday morning, and this morning is May 26th. We have a fabulous show ahead of us. Later on this comfy couch, there will be an Olympic gold medalist. We're talking about Leo Randolph Sr. here to talk about Golden Gloves. And then, of course, we are going to have the Julie Andrews of Tacoma. I'm talking about Erin Gwinnett. She is with the Tacoma Refugee Choir, and they have a wonderful event coming up. Swan Creek Park Cleanup is happening, and Christian Lopez Moriano will be here to talk about how you can get involved in sprucing and fluffing and shushing parts of our city because we need it. And speaking of parts of our city, with me now is somebody who has kept us safe for quite some time. And she is a force to be reckoned with. I'm talking about Dr. Priscilla Lissenschitz. She is the executive director of Safe Streets. My dear, how long has it been since you've been on the comfy couch? Long time.
A long time. Yeah. I was part of the founding group of Safe Streets in actually 1988, and then the program actually launched with a community forum in 1989.
So Dr. Priscilla, tell us, because we know that Tacoma back in the 1980s is not the Tacoma of now. So for people who don't know, what is Safe Streets' mission and purpose in Pierce County?
So our mission is very clear. We unite and inspire neighbors, young people, and businesses to build safe, healthy, and thriving communities. And the way we do that, we talk about our distinctive core competency is we put tools and relationships in the hands of people in the community to drive change. So we work on a community engagement model. We engage people, and then we help them to feel empowered, and we help them to learn how to organize. And a key thing is we teach them about all of the resources that they have available to them to begin to solve problems right there in their neighborhood at the grassroots level. So we really work at the grassroots, neighbors who just volunteer, they come out, they organize a neighborhood group. And over the years, we've organized hundreds of groups. We've always used this model. But today, we have over 125 organized groups that probably comprise 200 to 300 households each across Pierce County, from the Key Pen out to Prairie Ridge, throughout Tacoma, Parkland, Spanaway. And then also we work on helping people to identify problems right there at their neighborhood level.
Yes.
Because what's happening over in South Tacoma may not be the same thing that's happening out in on the east side or out in Prairie Ridge.
Exactly. So you have an initiative that's called Strengthening Communities Safely. What is that about?
So over the years, when Safe Streets started, we were really known as a crime-fighting organization because it was in the day of a lot of gang violence. Drive-by shootings were over 370 back in 1990, and a lot of street-level drug dealing. So we organized people, and people from every sector came to the table. I mean, everybody was called to action. What can you do in your neighborhood, in your school, in your business area? So people undertook a lot of different projects. We started with big community cleanups and literally out on the street, right out here in the hilltop, cleaning up the streets. And then over the years, as we were successful in closing down drug dealing locations and also working with the city and the county to get programs up and running to really promote after-school programming for young people. And I mean, people like Tafana Irvin and the whole community that is just doing remarkably well with really providing those after-school activities for kids. So, but we knew that we couldn't stop, because the minute you kind of sit back, crime will come back.
You bet.
So then we focused on building a sustainable program and getting people to do community improvement projects. So over the years, people got kind of like lackadaisical. And then over the years, it became really clear that there was targeted policing in certain communities. People were fearful. They weren't coming out. They weren't getting as involved. People of color weren't as involved as they had been before. So 2 years ago, I worked with Senator Steve Conway during the police reform package, and we put together a bill that focuses on enhancing and improving police-community relations, but working on racial equity in the community.
Yes.
So that's actually law in our state.
It is.
And we got it funded. And so Safe Streets, of course, applied and we got some funding. And now I am so thrilled. Strengthening Community Safety is this new initiative that is, we're working with 6 organizations that are Black, Indigenous, and other communities of color organizations like the Tacoma Urban League, the
Yes.
Asian Pacific Cultural Center, Tacoma Community House, and we're also working with Oasis Youth Center, the Puyallup Tribe, and Consejo Counseling. Wow. So we've convened this group to help us. These are our trusted messengers.
Yes, they
So
are.
to help us figure out how do we reach out to that grassroots community of color and get people to the table to talk about how do they experience community safety.
Right.
So it's a very exciting initiative. We're working with the School of Urban Studies at the University of Washington, Tacoma, and they're helping us with the mapping and going out and doing these listening sessions.
So-
and out of that, we hope that we will learn a lot and be able to inform Safe Streets on our programming, how we can improve, what policy recommendations we can make, including policy recommendations about police-community relations.
One of your signature events that I look forward to every year is the National Night Out.
Yeah.
When is this year's event?
August 2nd.
All right.
And we've already got people registering for parties. You can register, just give us a call, 253-272-6824, and we'll get you registered and get you a National Night Out packet. We're already seeing that people are very excited now that
Yes.
COVID is waning.
Yes.
So
for
people
now.
are coming out,
love
and it is very exciting. And I just know we're going to have a lot of parties. So please register for National Night Out if you're out there.
Rumor has it, and it's a sad rumor, you have announced your retirement as executive director in Safe Streets in January. What are you most proud of with your time with Safe Streets?
I'm most proud of keeping alive this initiative to really engage people in a meaningful and authentic way to make good change in their community, to really drive that change. That's me speaking at.
Yes.
Where, you know, I think for a few years, you kind of felt like things, the momentum wasn't really moving forward. But we have some very, very committed neighborhood leaders who feel passionate about their community. And some days when I'm feeling like, what's going on? Why are we doing this? I go out to a neighborhood meeting and I get so inspired because these are volunteers.
Yes.
These are people who care deeply. And during the pandemic, it was striking. We switched to a virtual platform as quickly as we could, and we were pretty successful. And so we just started doing everything virtually. And what I am really proud of is that neighbors, first of all, loved the fact that we stayed connected with them. They checked on their neighbors. They helped people get medication if they needed it. They helped people with grocery shopping. They would walk around the neighborhood socially distanced, and then somebody be on the porch. But if people were isolated and alone, they would come out and they would support them. So I just know in my heart that that community engagement, which I'm so proud of, really helped a lot of people get through that period of isolation and loneliness and
Yes.
feel that they were supported in the community.
Absolutely.
And then I'm very, very proud of so many projects that have really transformed. And so I have a fun story.
Oh, I only have a minute left.
Oh, no.
It goes by
Is
so
that all?
quickly. That's it.
Okay,
So
well, I need to tell you about our community conference,
make it-
November 12th.
Okay.
And that's where we're going to bring the results of the first wave of strengthening community safety, November 12th. It'll be free. Everybody come.
All right. Priscilla, it goes without saying that there is no replacing you. And I know that we have until January of 2023. So that tells me I have more time to have you back on the comfy couch.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you for all that you do for us. And oh my God, the work that you have done is unbelievable. So I want to see you back on the couch before you retire. Deal?
Okay, deal.
All right.
Thank you.
We have much more to come on Cityline. When we come back, we will have Christian Lopez Moriano on the comfy couch, and he is here to talk about our precious Swan Creek and its cleanup. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.